Hello, welcome to Sharing Out. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jonas.
And this is Jerry. And today we are going to be talking about a Netflix original because that's the original content that we have to talk about.
That everyone deserves.
Yes. So we watched Dating Around, which is a dating show on Netflix.
On Netflix.
If you haven't watched it...
And we're talking about the second season because we've already seen the first season. It just came out ages ago.
Yeah, we watched it a year ago. The whole concept of the show is that it's like leaving in the awkward stuff that dating shows usually remove. It's one person and they date 5 different people and it's all like intercut amongst each other. It's pretty well edited.
I think it's kind of like, I don't know if you can market that though, because either you have a dating show that leaves in all the good bits or you have a dating show that only leaves in the awkward stuff, you know, because that's going to be very entertaining.
I think they have a good mix because it's all intercut.
Mix.
There's like a couple normal people and a couple wackos.
Yeah. But so that's one person going on 5 blind dates.
Yeah. It's entertaining. It's wildly entertaining.
Yeah.
In a frustrating sort of sense. So we're gonna chat about that.
Yeah. We watched the entire season 2.
I mean, there's only 5 episodes.
And they're all like 20, 25 minutes. In 2 days.
Yeah.
It's very manageable.
Yeah. It's short. But no, I think as some like.
What?
I don't know, man. I find this show endlessly frustrating.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
In the best kind of way, but like,
what I mean, maybe we should start with our recommend, not recommend.
Okay, yeah, I recommend. I think it's hilarious.
I think for like the time that it takes, very entertaining.
I
like,
also think there's not too much of it. Like, I know a lot of people kind of get stuck in that loop of watching like First Dates or whatever, First Dates Hotel or whatever, like those kind of shows, and there's just 12 seasons with 80 episodes a season, and you're like, oh cool, and then you kind of get suckered in, whereas these are 5 episodes, 2.5 hours per season. Every episode's unique in something, like they always find unique characters.
People,
I meant characters like in terms of that person has such a character, not like actors. But they all feel quite genuine, and I think that's nice. There's no one that is like you can definitely meet people like everyone.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, it definitely feels less like there's a camera and a crew involved, even though I can't shut that out.
Yeah, like, it's definitely like the pre-roll for each person at the start where they're like getting changed and you're like, wow, look at that body, and you're like, why are they filming this?
First of all, that, and then like some of like they're going for a walk, and they go for a walk to this other place where they get drinks and happen to sit at the same table with every date, and you're like,
oh, that's definitely set up.
Yeah, obviously. And today I was also like, man, they like say goodbye and then go away. And then someone like frantically needs to get the mic
off them. Yeah, no, I noticed the mic pack came out the back of someone, and I was like, oh.
The car just turns the corner, and then that person gets out and is like, hey there again.
Yeah, I don't know, but like,
it must be awkward.
It's presumably last time they see their date.
Yeah.
So I think that's fine. And also I do think that like they exchange numbers and they have to like pick the second one. Like, you can go on a second date with all of them if you want. Like that's if you want totally legit.
No.
But no, I feel. It's like everyone is quite human.
Yeah.
I do think the people seem to usually want a relationship. There's 1 or 2 that you're kind of like when they talk, you're like, why are you here? But no, I think it's...
I think also just in terms of the way they are matched up is quite good. I mean, there's always like, you can always tell why they would pair these two, like what is the common ground or the common interests, and stuff like that, and so it is then interesting to see how that plays out and what actually is meaningful in
and some stuff is like a total misthrow, and some stuff really they click and you're like, oh wow, that's good. I think so. I take an interest in how people operate. Like I've always have done. I like knowing how people think, and I think it's incredibly interesting So like sometimes, like I try not to ever judge people by looks, but you definitely, like especially in TV show, because you're gonna get to know them. So like, fine, take your first off judgment. They like kind of show a glimpse of all the 5 dates, and I'm like, okay, I reckon it's gonna be like these two or that. And some people definitely dress exactly how you'd expect them to be. Mm-hmm. So like there's the guy that was super Truman. I remember his name.
Truman.
But like he was in chinos, a kind of lightly plaid blue shirt, you know, a nice leather strap watch, and he was just the most bland, boring person ever.
Man, I feel for that guy though, because I really felt like that is exactly how he was raised and taught to be.
I think so, and especially on the first day, I think like he was trying very hard to not be anything too outlandish.
Yeah.
Which isn't going to be how you're going to find someone that likes you for you, because you're not being yourself. But in terms of he dressed exactly what he acted like, you know, it matched. Whereas some people, like there was the doctor with like the earrings and in a really stylish suit, and he's got a pet hedgehog and all sorts of stuff. And I was like, oh, that's cool. He's actually opening up a bit and seeing what works, what doesn't work, and where it clicks. But also...
Interesting that you would go for 2 men as your example.
They were definitely the most vibrant personalities.
No, I was also thinking like you would go for the guy who had like a nice brown suit, red shirt, and yellow bow tie. That guy.
Yeah, he was stylish.
That was stylish.
Yeah. He was a really nice guy as well.
No, but also the woman who was a costume designer for ballet, and you could tell like she seemed like
lived and breathed ballet.
Or costume design. She just had things. I don't know, other kind of stuff, like what was a beret that she had on? Yeah,
beret and like a gold like choker.
Yeah.
But I think the thing that I find most interesting is how the different pairings play off. Like, so the episode that people will be talking about, I think, will be the one with Harry, who is Ben.
Ben.
I knew it was like a boring...
Yeah,
like
Ben,
they're
the
a very
professor.
white name. But like, he has such a personality, and he's super energetic.
Incredible energy.
But when that is bounced off someone that just doesn't really get it, it's painful, and it's really painful to watch, because it's just this guy who has all this energy, and it's a little misplaced. It's very old soul would be how people describe it, I think.
Sure. I don't... Yeah.
I mean it's unlike anything you're gonna come across a lot of the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Very polite, nervously polite.
Yeah.
Quite insecure.
Yeah.
But lovely and bubbly and full of energy. But when that's played off someone that just isn't on that level, that makes him come across as very draining. Yeah. And the other person come across as kind of just like, well, drained.
Yeah.
But when that's paired off with someone that not match that level but can kind of equalize it.
Yeah, that's the thing. It doesn't have to be someone who like is the same amount of energy.
Yeah, no,
but you can really tell. Also, I mean, the woman that he went for was so obvious that he also settled down a bit. Like it wasn't as extreme, because she just had a kind of calming effect on him.
Yeah.
And that was really interesting to see. Like it was quite telling, just the way he interacted with her differently than with any of the other dates.
But I think that's true of every single episode had that. There was always one that is like, this pairing doesn't work and makes both of them quite unlikable. And ones where it's like, oh no, they actually seem really nice people individually together.
Yeah.
So I think that's really interesting in terms of how humans work.
Yeah.
You know, like...
I felt so bad for Ben, because like he seemed to be the nicest person, and just the way he was like, oh man, I'm so sorry that people would probably not want to get to know you better just because they wouldn't feel like they could handle that energy, whereas like you were an amazing
that's fair in a way, because like I mean the girl he did choose was the one that he felt calm with, and noticeably calm with.
Yeah.
So she didn't have to handle the rapid misplaced energy.
That's true. It's not a handling in that sense anymore. Yeah.
So yeah, it's like I do think there's that element of like, wow. Or there was the girl that described herself as very confident.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the daughter of like some blues extraordinary Taj Mahal.
Taj Mahal, yeah.
Do you know who that is?
No, but she said the Roots, and I definitely know who.
I know the Roots are, yeah.
But I don't know all their names. So.
No. But like she described herself as very confident.
Yeah.
But came off as incredibly nervous.
Yeah.
In like body language, speech, everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that'd be more.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know. Something was up because she definitely did some things where I'm like, you probably wouldn't do that if you were confident, because it seems kind of like, I mean, it was stuff like,
Yeah.
And you're like,
can you handle a confident girl?
That seems awkward and not necessarily genuine, to the point of like, probably if you were incredibly self-confident, you would not do that.
Yeah, whereas I mean, you got the exact opposite. Would be the guy in the leopard shirt in the second to last episode with the jacket over the top, who was like, he ordered a blue cheese olive, which disgusting, and the guy kind of jokingly said, "Oh, please don't order any more blue cheese with dinner." And like, okay, it's a joke, but also I think, I mean, this is a date, right? Could end in a kiss.
Could.
Blue cheese is a very offensive flavor, and if they don't like that flavor,
don't order more of it.
You kind of like, he's kind of preemptively warning you, you know. And then later on, he like lit up a cigarette. It was like, no, he did ask, like, can I smoke? And he was like, he's like, oh, you just don't find that like a turn? And he's like, no, that actively turns me off.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, okay, light cigarette, and you're like, well, that's like far too confident. Like you seem almost
also
obsessed with
kind
yourself.
Of confidence. If you want to try and pair up, I don't know. No, and I think also going back to, I don't remember the name, but she
Taj Mahal girl.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Defined by your family.
Wow, that's bad, actually. That's no, but it also seemed like she had made up her mind really, really quickly.
Yeah.
But couldn't really express that, or like it didn't come with reasoning. Like, it was at the end of the date, it was always like a very clear decision as like yes or no. But there was no indication whatsoever ahead of time. And maybe that's where like the confidence kind of comes in, as like, I know what I want.
I don't necessarily think that's confident more than I don't even
decisive.
Yeah, but not in a good way. Like, I would be hesitant to use the word assertive and would err towards arrogant. In terms of like, again, like how you can see people and go, oh yeah, they probably fit this stereotype, when they just don't. In fact, I think the guy in the last episode, who was labeled as kind of the bad boy, the Latino guy, it's like, oh, you're just a bad boy. I was like, I don't think he didn't give off any vibes. He seemed very switched on, actually.
Yeah, very.
And especially like, because she kind of jokingly said that and he kind of brushed it off, and then when she said it again, he was like, what's making you think that? Do I remind you of someone? Like, do I look like someone? She was like, yeah. And you're like, okay, someone's got some baggage, and he spotted that instantly and kind of been like,
yeah, I was like, damn, he
knows what's up.
Yeah,
because he's not giving off any like, sure, okay, the guy's got a couple moves on him, but like nothing that was exceptionally like outlandish.
No, and definitely nothing that was like bad boy kind of.
Yeah,
like the laddie guy was
way more laddie.
Yeah, way more laddie. The American football military guy. It's like, hey, my name's whatever it was. Yeah.
It's like, Dina. It's like, oh my god.
Calm down, sir. You
calm
need to calm down. Yeah, I don't know, but I also just like enjoy watching that, because you can really be like, I would not do that, and maybe take some mental notes and like. Because I also said, Josh, please, if you ever catch me doing anything like this, please
shut me down. And I was
right
like,
away.
What? Because there's so much wrong.
There's so many things.
I mean, there's one of the, I think it's the guy goes to kiss the girl, and she like grabs his hand as he like puts it on her neck. I'm like, that's a sign. Stop. Like, oh,
a lot of the kisses are awkward.
Well, they're very awkward.
A lot of them are awkward.
I mean, there's also a lot of like really weird hand touching.
Oh no, it's the first guy who like it's the very first encounter.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, and then grabs both hands and then holds on and then like goes and holds on to one hand. You're like, this is 30 seconds of the awkwardest hand holding.
He goes for like a hug and she just grabs his hands and you're like.
And then later on, he's also like, he does something like this, just motions while speaking.
Oh yeah,
and she just grabs the hand and you're like...
But then she goes, why are we shaking? And he's like, I was just exclaiming. He was like, I was just doing this. And I was like, he was very obviously just doing this.
Oh no, that was terrible.
Oh,
I don't know.
Pain.
But it's... Like, in that sense, it's good to maybe see it and take mental notes, as in, like, don't do this again, because... I definitely wouldn't say that I would do any better than them.
Really?
I don't know. I don't want to like have that in a way arrogance, you know, of saying like, "Oh yeah, I would."
I don't know. So, well, I guess to give some context on our well, neither of us date.
Yeah. Not for lack of trying, no.
Aww. Well, no, but...
No, that's certainly true.
So,
because
like, this situation...
No.
Oh,
no.
No. But, no, I mean, in terms of this, like, these people, most of them seem to have some kind of... Like, I don't think you end up in a dating TV show if you've not tried dating elsewhere.
Yes.
That's a very weird first port of call.
Yes.
So in terms of... The people with moves have probably been just on more dates.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of know what works, know what doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's people that seem to have been stuck somewhere.
Yeah.
And to the point if they've been, not themselves too much, but they'll maybe get away with stuff that you aren't able to do on a first date.
Mm-hmm.
In good ways and bad ways. So like some people are very kind of stuck up, self-centered, and it's like, okay. Or it comes off as stuck up anyway. But like, you can't be that closed off if you're not.
Yeah.
Willing. Like, if there's people that you're like, if you're not going to open up, why are you here?
It was also that one guy who was like, yeah, maybe, I don't know, I'm going to open up to you sometime. It's like, how much time is that going to take? Like, 2 days, a year, you know? We're going on a date in order to open up to each other and get to know each other. Like,
yeah, and he's like, oh, you know... Our friend groups are so connected, and you're like, there's 500,000 people in this city, I'm sure you're just fine.
Yeah.
And then I think the girl with 2 kids on Ben's date, she was a closed book. Like, I just got a complete, like, I have my life, and I'm here to see if you fit into it. Yeah. Not, we're going to join our lives together. And it's like, I feel like if you're on this kind of show, you're there for more than that. So, I don't know. That's why I think, in terms of us, I don't... Like, I'm just myself. And then, if that works, great. If it doesn't, you know pretty quickly. You're not stuck with, like, these 3 stages of drinks before, dinner, drinks after. Yeah. In real life, you can just be like, okay, thanks for a nice meal.
No, that's
chat to you in a bit.
That's true. Because I was also thinking, like, you would never find yourself in a situation, like, unless you go on blind dates.
Yeah,
you probably wouldn't find yourself in the situation where you're like trying to make it work in that sense, you know?
Yeah, I don't want to speak for you, but I think it's fair to say that you'd want to get to know the person first.
Yes. I mean, I have a whole thing about dating that I find terribly awkward. As in just the concept of dating. Oh, I think I've said
no,
this.
I'm laughing. Fair.
No, just the concept of dating, of like getting to know someone
for that reason.
From a baseline of dating, I'm like, no, I would probably want to know someone well enough to already have that interest. Yeah. To then go on a date, which is already a bit more. Not necessarily serious, but with intention, you know? Yeah. Whereas, like, I feel like, I find you attractive, and therefore I would go on a date with you. I'm like, that's a bit too, that's not enough for me.
Yeah. Well, I guess in this situation, like, in blind dates, you don't even know if they're attractive. Yeah. And I think there's that element of, like, okay, maybe that helps you look past looks. and get to the person inside. But then I think, personally, in my opinion,
yes,
if people are only going for looks, blind dates are useless anyway. Because you're going to know instantly. But if you're, in my opinion,
yes,
I would call the person shallow if they only go for looks anyway. And don't want to get to know the person. So it shouldn't be that big a deal. But I'd want them to be physically attracted to them enough anyway.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that is...
Yeah, so I don't know, because these things where it's like, oh, but you get to know the person inside. I'm like, that's great and all, and if they're a lovely person, great. But if you're not physically attracted, it doesn't matter.
And I think that's also totally fine, because I think you will find way more people that you are physically attracted to than people that you are attracted to on a personality level.
Yeah.
So that is a good way to be like from broad to narrow. Is like, yes, I find you physically attractive. Let's narrow it down then.
Yeah.
To go, let's find the personality and then see if the broad picture fits. That's a bit of a...
I don't know. There's definitely... In fact, I don't think there's anyone on the show that I found
to go about it.
Their personality great, but they're... Like, I think the people that I was not physically attracted to, I also thought didn't have a great personality.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm in the clear. There's a couple of
And obviously also the two go hand in hand, like attraction.
Yeah.
To me at least is also has I don't know, not necessarily a lot to do with physical attraction in the end. Like the personality can make...
But I think if you're not attracted to someone at all, but you find their personality great,
then they're best friends.
Then they're best mates.
Yeah.
That's why you're my best friend.
Oh, wow.
Because you're ugly.
Why? Just because I'm not blonde.
I mean, it helps. You come back from Germany dyed hair. Yeah. I'm Aryan now.
Oh no. No. No, this is, I don't know.
No, but that, to me, I'm like, the thing I think you need to do is keep your physical and personality attractive levels at the same place. So if you want to date people that have a great personality, they need to be gorgeous. And if you have a really low standard, lower it for both things. That's how you never lose.
That's how you never lose.
Yeah.
Top tips from Josh.
You're welcome.
Why don't I ever get top tips?
You do get top tips.
Okay.
You just don't follow through.
Sure.
I don't understand how you... I mean, yeah. Whatever.
We'll have this discussion off camera.
Off camera. Well, no. This is the thing I really want to talk about this show for. Because the dating scene and all that, fine. What we think of it, fine. How that relates to our own experiences, fine. The travesty. No one finishes anything in this show. The meals are left unfinished. The drinks are left unfinished. I don't get it.
What?
I don't understand. Is this a thing that's done in America?
No, but it can't. Honestly, it can't, because most of these drinks, they have like two sips.
But there's usually one of them that's like down, and one is just pretty much full.
Yeah.
And they're like, eating dinner. Okay, you want to go grab a drink? Literally knife and fork down. Drink. They usually take the dinner drink in a to-go cup.
Yeah.
And then they just yeet off to a drinks place, and I'm like, what the... You didn't eat your dinner.
It's crazy, because, like, I would assume that date goes on for, say, 2 hours.
Yeah.
To meet, have drinks, to have dinner, and then at least 2 hours. I mean, that's got to be
It has to be 2 hours. To have drinks,
and then
dinner,
they have
drinks.
3 drinks. 1 at the bar, 1 while having dinner, and 1 at the drinks place afterwards.
At least 3. They could be doubling at some places.
Sure.
I mean, to be fair, if I have dinner, I'll usually order a bottle of
But I think 3 drinks in 3 hours is
very drinkable.
It's drinkable, and you would definitely, like, some of them literally don't finish a single drink. Or like maybe 2
really
of
big shiver.
That really makes you.
That was, they don't finish a single drink. I'm like,
No, but like they might finish 1 drink, and then that's 1 drink and 4 sips in 3 hours. It's like, what is going on?
And
or don't go. No, what annoys me is they go for more drinks without having finished the other drink. I'm like, then just don't go for more drinks. Don't go
get another drink. Or like, I mean, so I work behind a bar, and it'd be heartbreaking for someone to be like, oh, I'll have whatever margarita.
Yeah.
And they go make this drink together, and someone goes, okay, it's time to go now.
Yeah.
And I was like, the only reason to do that is if the date's going horribly and one person walks out.
Yeah.
Or really well.
Really well. To be like...
But then also, I don't think you'd want that on a first date, and you'd probably finish your drinks and then go walk along, like, the river.
Yeah.
Or go down to the bayou and hunt crocodiles. They're in New Orleans, so, you know, I don't know what people do. But, like, I just don't get in the food. Eat.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Honestly, but I mean, I have come across that as in, like, just, I don't know how it's like to be shy or whatever, and then to eat less. Like, I think it's
I know people that don't. So we were actually joking. We had lamb for dinner last night.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is definitely one of those ones that's like a great first date test, because you want to get all the marrow out. There's so much flavor, like
facts.
That meat. And I'm like, I feel like if I was eating at like a really high class restaurant that cost a fortune, I'd be like, I paid like 100 quid for this meal. I'm having every drop. So like, you paid for the privilege to be an animal. But like, yeah, or like pizza with a knife and fork. What are you doing? Just pick up and eat it. Like, none of these restaurants are particularly, like, Michelin starred.
No.
They're, like, they look like nice places, but
they
not...
look like nice places, yeah.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing of, like...
I don't know, I think that's such a, in a way, a false modesty. To be like, oh, I'm not gonna eat much because...
Yeah.
Why?
Inverse, some people just don't eat a lot, and that's fine. But it's when both plates are, like, half finished, the drinks are half drunk, and they're like... Let's go to the bar. For what?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
That's such a weird... I don't know. That definitely makes me think that is because of the production. Like, they're like, we need to move on. We got to be there on that at that time. So you need to wrap it up.
The people that do it with multiple people, because I'd understand if, like, that is the person that they really clicked with, and then they're like...
no, I think
chatting, and they kind of forget to drink. I mean, I did feel bad for that one guy, actually. It was the second to last episode. And like the one guy was like, "Oh, shall we get out of here? You're drinking really slowly. He's finished his drink already." And he was like, "Oh, I'm just sipping. I'm really enjoying the company." And the guy's like,
"Okay, I'll go."
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, that's not very likable." Like, you know. And then he does leave, and he is. I mean, to be fair, he's taken maybe a millimeter off the top of that drink, but like. He was being really nice about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you know, he's enjoying the company, fine. And the other guy was just a bit like, come on. Well, it's time to go. He didn't seem like he had the patience relationship, and it was his episode. And I'm like, what are you?
Yeah. The other person seems way more interested in getting to know you than you are.
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Odd.
Very odd. No, but I do think, like, it has to be the producer or whoever is like, we're on a schedule, you need to move this along. So whether or not you finished your food or the drinks.
Yeah, time to
and
go
that's
wrong.
kind of a shame.
I hope that's what it is, because if there is just a thing of not finishing things...
Guys. And girls.
Everyone,
please.
just eat what's given to you and drink what's offered.
Yes, enjoy it.
Like,
Yeah, no, that's definitely that.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, there is a bit it's in the first season, but there's the guy that orders water, and the girl is like, oh, that's so responsible. And he's like, yes, it is water. And you're like, he just doesn't drink. Like, that's fine. But she's so impressed that he's ordered a water. I was like, I don't know how to tell you this, but this stuff's like, well, I guess it's not free in America, but like, it's just free.
Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
That's so responsible. Anyways, I think that's all we got.
I think that's all we got.
Yeah. Definitely go watch and make up your own mind. Tell us who your favorite candidate is.
Who's your favorite pairing?
Yeah, that's true.
Because actually, there's one thing we didn't mention.
What pairing?
The first guy, he ends up with the wrong girl.
Absolutely.
He's the only one that was like, come on, man. But it's fine.
And I think the last one was like, I probably wouldn't have paired any of them.
Last girl, who did she?
The salsa guy. Like, this is probably the best one, but I didn't think
she was that outgoing, though.
I don't think she was. You said like I don't think she's ready.
She didn't seem ready for a relationship because she was just kind of like, I think if you come off as the bland one, and like to be very clear, no one is bland. Like people are all incredibly complex. People. Everyone's got tons of layers to them. I don't think anyone that you meet is truly boring. But that means when someone comes off as boring, they're not letting something out. Or they have really boring interests. But she didn't seem to, but she just didn't seem that into anything. And that's why when the guy was like, oh, I dance, and she was like, oh, great. And we actually did pause and have a chat about that. But like that was the only thing that she kind of put out. So of course that's the only thing she resonates with. Maybe it's her own fault for not really... She definitely didn't have a spark with anyone because she just wasn't really herself, it didn't feel like.
Yeah, you definitely had some reserve. Yeah.
Which is a shame. But that's why, I mean, that episode is kind of like...
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, we will stop there. Go away and watch it if you haven't. And laugh and cringe along with us.
Yes.
It should be fun.
Yes.
Rad. Goodbye!